Good morning, class. For today, you will be doing your plate number 8, which is the title of it is a 2-point perspective. So I will explain to you one by one or step by step on how you do your perspective. So first of all, uh, you will observe the positioning of your drawing with regards to your drawing paper, and also as a standard, you will do your borderline as well as your title block, as you can see here in my instruction. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. And then the second one, locate the center point, which is you're doing it since the beginning, or when you started your plate number 1. So you locate the center point of your drawing paper. And then number 3 here, position the drawings according to the reference as indicated. I am referring to the uh, drawing uh, that I will be uh, sharing it to you as your reference. As you can see here, okay, this is the content of your plate number 8, your 2-point perspective. And then, as you can see, and if you remember your plate number 4, this is actually as the same shape of an object. So I have here your plate number 4 for you to recall. So this is drawn in isometric view. So while your plate number 8 is projected according to the basics of perspective drawing. So let me explain on how you're going to do your plate number 8. But before that, I will explain to you the parts of a perspective drawing. So you can see in my instruction here, I explained what are those. Okay. So for number 4, my instruction here, the part of the perspective drawing is below here. So let me explain first on how you start your drawing. So using the same object shape of your plate number 4, which I already shown, through the top view as indicated, but this time put it an angle shown 60 degrees on the right and 30 degrees on the left. This will be used for the projection to create a perspective view. So how is that? Unlike your plate number 4, your top view is here. Top view, front view, right side view. Okay, this time, because you need your top view for projection, if as I indicated in my instruction, that you will position your top view according to the angle. So I mentioned there that 60 degrees on the right and 30 degrees on the left. Let's go back. 60 degrees on the right, 30 degrees on the left. That's correct. Okay, so which means your starting point is this one. So which I indicated the distance of that from your center line. I indicated it here, 90, and the center point of your drawing paper is this one here, which I labeled it horizon line. So I'll explain that horizon line later. What is that? So from that center line, you measure 15 millimeter up to locate this line, which is, I call it picture plane. Okay, so that's how you position your top view. All right, so you have to draw completely your top view so that you will use that for your projection after. Okay, so let us go back to the instruction. Draw the front view and right side view as indicated. This is needed to project the height of the perspective. So as you can see here, I have drawn the front view and right side view, and as mentioned, I need that for the height, so you can see my projection here. Alright, so now let us go to the parts of perspective drawing. So number one here is the picture plane. Picture plane, what is picture plane? This is where the object will rest and can be used in projecting lines to get the measurement of plan and be projected to the perspective view. So picture plane, this is your picture plane where your object rests or touches in order for you to get your projection for your measurements. Because as you notice, perspective view is not the right or the correct size anymore. There will be no measurements for correct distances or um, dimension here, because you form it according to projection. So as you can see here, I have some projection line using the edges or corners of the object, and then when I project it to this point, which I'll explain that later, when it touches the picture plane, I mark it, okay, which is these points. So every time the projection lines touches the picture plane, I mark it uh, so that I can project the line vertically, and then that will be the parts of my perspective. Okay, so that's the purpose of your picture plane. So positioning of your plan or top view, it's not always on the corner. You can either put your picture plane here, here, or yeah, it depends on you. But this time, as your guide, just follow my uh, instruction according to this drawing. So that's the picture plane. And by the way, for the output, the picture plane, purpose of it is to get the measurement by projection. So if you position your picture plane within your object, like this one here, the portion that touches the picture plane is the only part that you consider as the right measurement. So since your object has nothing here, meaning there is no such portion of your object that can have a true measurement, only this one. But your object, if it is touching on this picture plane, then that's considered as your basis for true measurement. So what I'm referring to or I'm saying is that, okay, this line as your basis for true measurement, okay, so it touches here. So every time that the height touches here, see all the intersections here, here, and here. When I project it to the left and to the right, that's represents the height of the object. So like this one here, in your front view, this portion, this is the height. When I projected it to this true height or reference for the true height, when it touches here, then I project it to the left, you can see that the line is here, which is corresponding to this line. So that's the purpose of your picture plane and this portion that touches your the portion of your object that touches the picture plane. Okay, so that's the definition of your picture plane. Okay, next one is the station point. It is the location of the viewer or distance of the viewer from the viewer or distance of the viewer from the object. So where is that with regards to your perspective drawing? So your station point is here. So it's like you are imagining or you are considering that you are standing here. Okay, looking on top, this is your plan or top view. So that is your distance from this picture plane up to here. So your eye is here. So that is the st um, definition of station point. And to measure that in your drawing, just consider the distance that I indicated here plus this one, the distance from this horizon line up to this ground line plus this one. So total of 105 plus 30. So 135. Distance of 135, your distance from your picture plane to your station point. So this station point here, it's like it is viewed uh, from above or on top because your plan or top view is somewhere here and you are standing here. But with regards to the side view or you're looking through your object, like this one, this is your object. It is like something like the eye viewer is somewhere around here. So that distance, meaning if this is your picture plane, you measure 135 to here and then your eye or viewer is somewhere here. So that's the distance from the object to your station point. Okay, so next station point, after that ground line, so is where the object rests or the base of an object. So obviously with your views here, front and side, this is your ground line or your base. Okay, so but in your perspective, since this point we consider as the true height, which is this one, so that is the equivalent or same equivalent to your ground line. So you might say that why is the drawing or the perspective doesn't or does not touch our ground line? It's because our object with regards to the picture plane doesn't have anything here. So that's why from here this space becomes void or there's nothing there. So our object only starts from here and this corner. So which is in top view, this one and this one. Alright? So that is your ground line. And now let us go to your vanishing points. Vanishing points you have left and right. Okay, it is the focal points. So where your projection lines to the left and to the right goes. Okay, so let us go back to your isometric view for reference. Okay, similar with your perspective, you have also the starting point here for the corner. So in isometric view, you have parallel lines like this one, lines direct with the direction to the left, all has 30 degrees angle. So all these are 30 degrees. While lines that goes to the right has the same angle also, which this is 30 degrees, 30 degrees. So these are all parallel. While perspective drawing, okay, as you can see here, lines that goes to the left will go to your vanishing point. So meaning these lines are not parallel anymore. Instead, it goes to our one local point which we call it left. So compared to your isometric view, all these lines which has an angle of 30 here, it will go to the vanishing point. The same thing with your lines that goes to the right, it will go to your right vanishing point. So that is the function of vanishing point. So you have left and right. Alright. Lastly, your horizon line. Horizon line is the eye level of the viewer. So depending on the location or positioning of your horizon line, your view varies. So I have here three samples on how or the effect on positioning the horizon line. So like this one here, uh, when you are looking to your object, you can see the top part of the top, front and front here and right side view here. So you can see the three parts or three, we call it three-dimensional. So three dimensions of your drawing you can see. So based on this view, your horizon line or your eye level is higher than your object. So it is called an aerial, or sometimes it is called bird's eye view. Obviously birds are always on a higher level, which the direction is looking downward. So that is consideration if you are putting your horizon line above your object or higher than your object. Then the other view, the same object but different look, because here in this view your eye level is somewhere between the bottom and top of your object. So it's like your eye level is somewhere here, and this is called a man's eye view or normal view. Okay, so that's again same object but different look. And here the other one, the third view, you placed your horizon line below the object. So here you can see the bottom. If this one you can see the top, here you can see the bottom. So this is called worm's eye view because you are like underground. Okay, here you can see the bottom, front, which is I colored it in yellow, and then the right side view, which is green. So these are the three uh, types of views this with using the same object but different level of horizon line. Okay, so that's the part of the perspective. So let us go to your output. Just follow this one. Okay, your medium, pencil and pens, and then just follow the reminders which you always do for your previous plate. Okay, so let us go to your output or content of your plate. Okay, I already mentioned on how you position the top view, front view, right side view. Lettering, put your title here with a height of 7.5. Subtitles, this as you used to do. You can use also ink for this with 5 millimeter height lettering. So front view, right side view. These small letterings, you can use point 2 so that it will not be very heavy or thick. So use point 2, and then the height, probably you can use half of the height of this lettering. So this one you can use your point 0.5 or point 0.6, but this one use point 0.2. So if half of this your height, this is around 2.5 millimeter. Okay, so those are the parts that you're doing in ink, letterings, and then this one you can do this in ink. I think in my instruction I mentioned that you will use pencil. Let me check. Perspective and lettering. Point to all minor levels, picture plane, horizon line, points, guidelines. So I think I did not mention that three views. So just choose ink for the shape of your three views: top view, front view, and right side view. And then dimension line is optional. You can skip this one. Just I just put this to indicate the size of your uh, views, front view and right side view. Since you will use these three views by projection, so that means you only need these three parts, which is 20, 20, and 20. Okay, I just uh, require to for you to do this so that at least you have the reference on how you come up with this one. Okay, so again, dimension is optional. You cannot you will, if you will not include, it's fine. If you include, then it's good. Okay, so that's the option on how you do your drawing. So again, in ink is top view, front view, right side view. Of course, the perspective. After your projection, you finalize the lines using your ink. Okay, so parts on how you locate. Obviously, I mentioned already that this is your center line, horizontal center line, vertical center line, and then use your horizontal center line to be your horizon line. That is your eye level when you do your perspective, and then right side view or right vanishing point rather and left vanishing point, it will be located on that part. And then your picture plane, measure it 15 millimeter above your center horizontal line, and then that's where you position your top view. So station point, I mentioned that earlier, distance from center line go down by 90 plus 30, that's 120 from the center horizontal line, and the distance of that is indicated, I cannot see, okay, indicated below here. So it is covered by um, let me check, somewhere here. Okay, it's it cannot be seen. Anyway, you can see it when you open it in a normal uh, file. Okay, it is indicated there. So now let's go to the, this is the most important part of your projection. You have, or you position your top view according to this angle, 60 on the right, 30 on the left. So meaning you have to observe from your station point, you have to draw parallel angles to these two, 60 degrees upward to the right and 30 degrees upward to the left. So see the lines where it goes. The 30 degrees is this one, this line, and where it goes, continue here. So when it touches the picture plane, this is your picture plane. I mark it, or you mark it also as well, and then that point or that intersection of your 30 degrees line to the left and your picture plane, mark that, and then project it vertically, transfer it to your horizon line because this is your eye level. Okay, and then mark that as your left vanishing point. So which means all the projection lines towards the left will go to that, not to this one. Okay, anyway, it's obvious that my projection lines, all you can see that they are all going to the left vanishing point. So that's how you locate this one. So don't be confused about the projection of the 30 degrees line. We use 30 degrees line again because it is parallel to this corner. So we transfer the left vanishing point here because our horizon line is here. If your horizon line is here, okay, no need for you to transfer it here. You can make this as your left vanishing point. Again, because of your horizon line, which is here, then you have to put your vanishing point there. So the same thing on the other side, project the 60 degrees line which is parallel to the side of your top view. And then once it reaches or touches your picture plane, which is here, okay, then mark that intersection, bring it down by drawing a vertical line, and mark that as your right vanishing point. So the same thing on the other side, you just project your lines from here to that vanishing point. Okay, so that's how you consider the right side view of your object, which has horizontal lines, and then the front part or front view of your object, uh, horizontal parts of your object, which goes to your left vanishing point. What about the vertical parts, which is your height? So here, by projection, I transferred all the height of the object. So it is marked here on the true line reference. True line because again, I mentioned earlier that it touches your picture plane. So those measurements are already transferred here. So as you can see by projection, I project the line towards the left for this part here, and then I need to find the intersections of those lines with regards to my projection from the top view. Okay, like this one here. Earlier I mentioned about this one that I get the height from here. So I project the line towards left. How I know that this is the line to locate this portion of the object? So because of projection, which I use this part, I projected two lines to make it or to intersect in the picture plane. So I mark those and bring it down using vertical lines. So once I've drawn this line, or you have done this line, intersection of that is the edge or corner of this object, of your object. Okay, so then it you bring down, and since your base is here, you just mark that as the first plane of your or first surface of your object, which is this one. So the rest you can follow through same procedure, like on this side, this portion, how I locate it or how I uh, put it here as part of the object. So based on the projection, okay, this is the base. And how do I know these parts? Of course, by projection also. So these are the point of projection, three corners. And once it touches the picture plane, one, two, three, project it downward. So this is these are the lines, one, two, three. Okay. So why I put a hidden line here or dotted line? It's because I cannot get the measurement of this inner part. So instead, as you can see here, I bring that line so that I can get the projection. I extended it up to here, then bring it down, and you can follow the dotted line, this one. And the height of this is I get it from here, and I project it to the right. So the intersection of that, if I zoom in, okay, this one. So don't confuse with this line, because your line of projection is this dotted line. Intersection of that is here. So that is your projection, and here I still use a dotted line which intersect here. So how do I know or how to double check this line if this line is correct? By projection again, okay, using this corner, I project a line to the station point here. And then when it touches the picture plane, I draw a vertical line downward, and the line intersect with this line here. So that I establish that this intersection is the top corner of the object. So the rest, just follow my projection so that you can complete your perspective. Alright, so I think I have explained everything with your content, and I indicated here your submission is December 10. Okay, so if you have any clarification, you can send me a message so that I can reply to you. Okay, so just follow in order for you to practice and know the basic of perspective drawing. All right, so I think I can end this video as your reference. Okay, thank you.